guys, welcome to the channel. It's Adam with ND72. So today the video is going to be a little bit different. I got a lot more subscribers than I did in the beginning, so I'm going to kind of go over my whole fleet of cars. And also one thing I did notice, a couple people asked me, I have no names for any of my cars really. The only car I ever really had a name for that is still in the fleet was Buffy. And ironically, I'm not even going to show you Buffy today. And that's probably one of the fastest cars in this whole area. Maybe one day we'll bring Buffy out. But today we're going to be talking about 6 of my cars that I have here on the property today. So the cars that we're going to talk about my SLK 32, my CLK 55 W208, my SLK Death-kart, my ML 55, my E 55, my ML 430. I think that's it. Yeah, that's the ones we're going to be talking about today that are on the property today right now. So what we got first is my lovely 2002 SLK 32 AMG. I bought this car roughly a year ago with 100,000 miles on it, and it was a Eurocharge car where, when I say that, it had a Eurocharge pulley, Eurocharge tune, Eurocharge TCU. This whole car was built at Eurocharge, and I bought it off the guy. So it's not that bad. It's a clean title car, but it clearly got a front fender bender because this is not the factory grille. Oh, and it also had Eurocharge at an E55 intake on it. So what Eurocharge did to the car, they did a 65mm clutch pulley. They had their ECU tune, their TCU tune on it. It had a E55 intake, boost controller, a lot of little like the generic things that you get from that. And the car, he showed me a dyno sheet. I don't fully believe it. It said it was 400 horsepower, whatever it was. But the best he could ever do on the track with how the car was set up like that was like 13.7. That was the best he could do. Granted, he might not have been the best driver, so on and so forth. I got it from an elderly gentleman. So pretty cool guy and everything like that. He had a lot of extra parts with it. So now I'm going to show you what I did to it. So under a hood, we ditched all the Eurocharge stuff. Got rid of everything. Got rid of the pulley. Got rid of the E55. We did a custom intake that I built. We got a 82mm throttle body and ported snout for knees wings. We got the knees wings front mount, which I love this thing. What else? We got the split cooling system. Knees wings set me up with this little fuel gauge that a lot of people like. That's really it. Basically, we took everything that Eurocharge had and just flipped it around. So I had an intake before, we put a different intake. Had a pulley, put a different pulley. Oh, and this is a VTEC 65mm clutch delete pulley. I love that thing. It's so fun and so cool. Then we threw some RPF 1s on there. These are 17-inch, 9.5, so they're a little bit wider to get a little bit more grip, and the fronts are 17 by 7. I don't know if you can tell by the sun, but they look pretty cool. And then for the interior, oh, I got some paper over there. I got some not the world's, but the cheapest bucket seats I could find on Amazon and put them in. And they're holding up a lot better than they were originally. They're not bad for how cheap they were back in the day. And then we did a little bit of a cool steering wheel over there with the Mercedes horn, just because I like that. And not too much on the inside. Then the trunk, pretty much stock. Or is it? I got this custom built ice box. It's roughly 5 gallons and change. It's got a Rural 2000 pump, really easy to use, and it hides underneath the trunk where it's like literally like this is flat. I could have went a little bit bigger tank, but I wanted it to be perfectly because I use this car all the time. Like I got stuff I throw in the back right now, bearings and tools, and I drive it around town. Works perfect. So basically we still got a 65mm pulley. We still have an intake. Oh yeah, and I built an exhaust on the car, which looks factory and sounds pretty good. And the tuning is all done by VTEC. He did the TCU and the ECU. Great guy, very helpful. Like the car woke up night and day. And also I put these cool little headlights on. I think I made a video or 2 on there. So this car now is, I'll tell you this, well under 12 seconds. I'm going to start making a couple videos of me going to the track with the cars and do a couple things of like going to Mexico and see if I can race one car against the other. But let's keep going. So next up is the ML 430. Nothing too special. It's got a simple little lift that you just tighten the torsion bars. It's got the ML55 rims on it. The only reason is because when I bought my ML55, it had these street tires, and this guy already had off-road tires, so we just swapped. Once those tires go bad, I'll throw these rims and just switch around. And then bam, my 2003 E55. This thing was a car I always wanted as a kid. I loved it, and then finally, right around the whole coronavirus thing, I ended up buying it. Pretty sweet ride. I got it white. So I bought the E55. I got a couple video vids on my channel. What we kind of did to it, so when I bought it, it came with the FabTech kit, which is basically FabTech's front mount intercooler. It had a Eurocharge ECU. It has a 77 millimeter clutch pulley, and that was really it the car had. So I didn't do too much more to it. I just went and changed from the Eurocharge to VTEC, night and day difference. I added long tube headers, and that's really it. For performance-wise, this car just has long tube headers, factory exhaust, front mount, and then I did a trunk tank, which is pretty generic, same thing as everyone does, 7.5 gallons. Not too cool to show you. But one thing, if some people remember, about 2 years ago roughly, and I'm still trying to fix the car, I crashed it, totaled the car out. So what I did a few months ago, we started fixing it. So since I crashed it, I went and got the E63 front bumper. Still got to get it painted, but I just think it looks so cool with that front mount. I don't know if you can see it by the sun. Also, what happened to the car, this whole fender got smashed in. These doors, I'm still hunting around for doors. They got all smashed in, which that kind of sucks. But the car is clean, like interior, like, come on, like, it's black interior. It looks really clean in here. It has one of the options that I really always wanted, the whole, like, push start. Ooh, so cool. Pretty nice, pretty nice. I also, let me shut that, converted, well, I didn't even convert it. I just threw 16-inch, like, cheap rims on there with some R888s, and man, this car hooks up real nice. We also threw the spoiler on there, and with the blacked out taillights, the car is pretty cool. Oh, and it's also tuned by VTEC, and the TCU is by VTEC, and I love that thing. It's so cool and so affordable. Next is going to be kind of like the parts hauler, my little work truck, my ML55. I've also always loved the MLs. Never thought I would be able to find a 55. Found this one really cheap. I did a lot to it, but I mean, not really. So these are the rims that I got that were on my ML430 that's through on here. So mainly because they were pretty knobby, and they were like brand new at the time. I don't know if you really see, but yeah, they're pretty knobby, and I like them. The size on these are, where is it? I'll find it. Give me a second. 265, 17. No, 265, 70 on 17. So they're not bad. I also deleted the rear bumper because mine was all cracked. I put the hitch on from the 430 because I think that's so cool. You know, a little ND72 sticker. We lifted the car, so I got to finish the lift. But what we did is we put the torsion bars as much as we could on this, and then we put the spacers in the rear. I got a whole video I'll send links to on the below, but man, the car does look so much meaner. I gotta index the torsion bars up front. Also, what we did is we removed the factory bumper and added just the factory brush guard. Everything plugs and play. I got some little Amazon lights on there, but it's pretty cool. And for performance, basically, I made little side pipes, which are so cool. They got the AMG tips. They come out of the side. It sounds gnarly. Very nice. The interior is black. Pretty clean, too. All right, next one's one of my more funner, I think that's a word, and faster cars. We got right here my CLK 55 W208, little fun car. So this car is gutted on the inside. I did a couple videos. Let me get a light on there. No, you're really, yeah, see? It's almost fully gutted on the inside. It's got bride seats that I had for like 15 years. This was a budget build. I got this car for tax title, delivered for $500 running and driving. So pretty nice. I converted the rear to 15-inch drag radials. These things hook up amazing. I did a lot of stuff. There's a lot of videos on this. These are CLK 320 brakes that are lighter. They got CLK 430 brakes up front, which are lighter. It's all around a fun car. It's got a limited slip, custom exhaust, VTEC tune. And then one thing that I always wanted, I thought was cool, it's got a full fiberglass front end on it. So this whole thing is fiberglass. This car is light for what it is. Factory, I think it was like 36. Now it's 1,000 pounds lighter. I made a couple videos in it. I'll put the links below. But I need to get this car painted too, but this car's fast. I do keep braking stuff on it, and it's also got lightweight front wheels. These wheels weigh less than the Mercedes ones I got up there. And I think they look a little bit cooler. They're the same thing, 16-inch by 7. Pretty nice setup. And it's on D2 coilovers. So it's got a little bit of suspension work and stuff like this, but this car, this hooks up in Mexico really well. Once I finally get the limited slip, it's in. I just broke a couple bushings. Once this is all done, it's going to be a fun little car. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to probably one of my favorite cars on the fleet. I think it feels like literally the fastest car from like 60 to 110. After that, the E55 pulls away with it. The other cars pull away with it. But from like 20 to 110, flies. And it is a fun eye-catcher car. This is the car that I'm pretty sure I started the channel with. And I still need to do more work on it. But I just got so many projects and it runs and drives. And I like it a lot. So I'm going to show you what that is. Bam, my SLK 320 Death-kart. This car's got simple things, intake, exhaust, so on and so forth. It's got 16-inch slicks on the back. Like when I say slicks, I mean like these are actual slicks. And before you say anything, I daily drive this all the time. Ask anyone I used to go to work with. Oh yeah, and it's got a big old nitrous bottle. It runs 100 shot for probably like 2 or 3 years. Everyone, little background about this, the whole plan was to blow this motor and drop an M11.3 into it. Everyone told me I was going to blow this motor with a 50 shot and a 75 shot. I've been doing all the way up to 120. It's set up to 100 right now for years. It won't blow up. I mean, knock on wood, it doesn't blow up today. But this car is light, fast, and so much fun. I made a couple custom bumper. All this I did myself, so it's not the best work, but so I could learn. VTEC helped me tune the car. It's got a VTEC TCU. This car flies. It's got some Jag seats. You can see the sun kind of faded them. It's not like a little show car princess, not even a little bit. This car drives and is fast. Pretty loud though. It's probably the funnest car, and when you take people for rides with it, they get so scared because when you sit in it, you're basically on the ground. It's all gutted on the inside. I need to clean up the interior a little bit, and I could drop a lot more weight out of that car. It is so fun. For people who think the Death-kart is slow for whatever reason, let me give you a little bit of stats. So factory it's got like 215 horsepower. Just say intake exhaust tune. Just say 250. Just say 250 horsepower crank. Maybe 200 of the wheel. We're just going to say that. And I got over 100 shot of nitrous on this bad boy. So this is definitely over 300, maybe 350 to the wheel all day long. No question about this. This car, as it sits, it weighs 2,500 pounds? No. 2,400 pounds? No. This car is under, last time I checked, 2,200 pounds. That's with me and tools in it. And I got a lot more stuff to gut out. The goal is if I get this car to be under 2, like 17, 18, it is a monster Mexico 20 roll car. Up to about like 110, 120. I've taken this car up to 160 multiple times, how it sits right now. I will say this, it definitely takes a little bit, mainly because it has no aerodynamics. It's just slamming into it. And right around that speed, you're already you're not running the bottle anymore. But it's a fun car. And definitely tons of people see it and look at it. So the other cars that are on the channel that aren't really on the property right now are the 2006 CLS 55. That one's got long tube headers, heat exchanger, just little things like that. And then the other car, which I really wish I did have it here today, but it's not here right now, is our W209 CLK 55 that we're gutting to make a road race, Sebring, rally, drive to the track, race, go home car. That car is another big thing. We did a whole thing of like how much it weighed before. We're going to do another way of how much it weighs after. But that's another really fun car. Once again, that's tuned by VTEC, TCU, ECU. That's going to be full bolt-ons, maybe some other crazy stuff. But the whole project of that one, the whole point of it is going to be handling. So that's another car I don't have here. So what I need from you guys is, I need you guys to help me name these cars. So we'll go through it again. So we got the E55, which is Bam. We need a name for her or him. I don't know yet. To each its own. We got the ML430, which that is what it is. I don't think I've driven that one in probably a year and a half ever since I got the ML55. Then we got the SLK 32, which is, it's a bracket racer car. It's a fun car. It's dialed in, kinda. It's got its little hiccups that we are working through. We need those names. And then we need a name for my SLK Death-kart, which, like I said, fun, fast, and tons of attention when people see it. And then a name for my ML55, which right now we're waiting for a couple parts just for drivability stuff. It has a little bit plain a U-joint. And then we're going to start lifting that even more and then put bigger tires on it when those are. We have a lot more to do with that car. And then last but not least, what we need a name for is my CLK 55 Mexico racing, fun, gutted, no AC car. So let me know in the comments. Send me a thing on Instagram at BuffyCLK500. And if you got any questions about the cars, just hit me up. I try to answer as much as I could. Every once in a while, I'll just overlook a comment just because there'll be X amount of them, or a DM I won't get because they'll just go to like the request file. But hit me guys up. Anything you want to know about the cars? If you want some ND72 merch, hit me up too. I got shirts and stuff like that. And Have a great day, guys. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.